This year, 2025 is not just a number on the calendar, it is a contract with yourself. It is a reminder that your life is not an accident, it is your responsibility. You owe it to you to rise, to strive, and to carry the weight of your own potential. The choice is yours every day, to stay the same or to become the person you know deep down you are capable of being. Take responsibility for your life. The world will hand you excuses, but excuses never built a future. They only keep you chained to the same place, repeating the same mistakes. Responsibility may feel heavy, but it also carries the seeds of freedom. When you own your choices, you also own your results. Set your standards higher than yesterday. If you stay the same, you fall behind. Every new year, every new month, every new day is a chance to demand more from yourself. Growth comes when you raise the bar, not when you stay comfortable with what you already know. The future belongs to those who refuse to settle for less. Face discomfort willingly. Growth only happens when you step outside safety and into struggle. The challenges you avoid are the very ones that will shape your strength and character. Stop hiding from difficulty. Step into it, and you will find out how strong you really are. Speak the truth to yourself. Stop lying about what you really want and what is holding you back. Honesty is the first step to progress. Pretending is easy, but it leads nowhere. When you face your reality as it is, you can finally change it into what it could be. Stop blaming others. The moment you point fingers, you hand away your power. Nothing changes until you accept that your life is shaped by your own hands. Discipline yourself daily. Small actions repeated with consistency become the foundation for freedom. Order your world, because chaos outside creates chaos inside. Above all, aim at something meaningful. A small goal with purpose is stronger than a big dream without direction. Embrace responsibility before reward. Carry the load now so the results can carry you later. And most importantly, become someone you respect. At the end of 2025, it will not matter what others think of you. What matters is whether you can look in the mirror and be proud of who you chose to become. You owe it to you, not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. Set your standards higher than yesterday. If you stay the same, you fall behind. Every single day presents a chance to rise above the version of yourself that existed before. Too many people settle for being almost good enough, but greatness comes when you demand more from yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable. Growth never comes from repeating the same easy steps. It comes when you take on challenges that seem just out of reach. When you choose to raise your standards, you automatically raise the direction of your life. What once felt acceptable begins to feel small, and that discomfort pushes you to move forward. This is the power of setting the bar higher. It forces you to stretch your limits, discover hidden strengths, and realize that you are capable of more than you thought possible. The higher you set your standards, the higher you climb, and each climb builds a stronger foundation for what comes next. Raising your standards is not about competing with anyone else, it is about competing with yourself. If you are the same person this year as you were last year, then you are not truly living up to your potential. Progress means being able to look back and recognize how far you have come. It means holding yourself accountable and refusing to allow laziness, fear, or excuses to dictate the course of your life. Every goal you set must stretch you beyond your comfort zone. Comfort may feel safe, but it slowly takes away your drive. Challenges, on the other hand, awaken your strength and sharpen your character. The higher the mountain, the more rewarding the climb. By holding yourself to higher standards, you turn obstacles into stepping stones and struggles into victories. There will always be moments when you are tempted to lower your standards, to settle for what is easier or more convenient. But the truth is, convenience has never built greatness. Success comes from refusing to accept less than what you are capable of achieving. When you demand more of yourself, you begin to unlock possibilities that once seemed out of reach. Raising your standards also inspires others. People notice when you consistently demand more from your own life, and your discipline becomes a light for those around you. By pushing yourself, you give silent permission to others to do the same. This is how change spreads, not through words alone but through action and example. At the heart of it, setting your standards higher means valuing yourself enough to never accept mediocrity. It means understanding that your future depends on the effort you put in today. If you want 2025 to be a year of transformation, you must first transform what you expect from yourself. Do not live the same year over again. Step forward, aim higher, and let your raised standards guide you into the life you were meant to live. Growth only happens when you allow yourself to face discomfort. Life becomes stagnant when you only choose the easy path, when you avoid challenges and retreat into safety. Discomfort is the signal that you are entering new territory, that you are stretching yourself beyond what is familiar. Without that pressure, you remain the same, and sameness never leads to transformation. Stepping into struggle is not about seeking pain for its own sake, but about embracing the lessons that come with it. Every moment of discomfort carries an opportunity to strengthen your character, sharpen your skills, and expand your perspective. It is in the middle of difficulty that your hidden potential begins to surface, showing you abilities you never knew you had. When you avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth. The very challenges you run from are the ones that hold the power to change you. Fear convinces you that you are not ready. But the truth is that readiness is built by walking through the storm, not by waiting for the perfect conditions. Struggle prepares you for the victories ahead, and every obstacle conquered becomes proof of your resilience. Think about the times you have grown the most in your life. They were not moments of ease or comfort. They were moments when you were tested, when you faced hardship, when you had to push through doubt. Discomfort is the training ground of strength. It shapes your mind to endure and your heart to persist, giving you the courage to take on even greater challenges. It is natural to want security, but too much safety leads to a quiet form of decline. Staying where it is easy may feel good for a while, but over time it erodes your confidence and leaves you unprepared for life's inevitable struggles. By willingly facing discomfort now, you prepare yourself for the unexpected trials of tomorrow. It is not punishment, it is preparation. The greatest achievements in history were born from individuals who chose to step into discomfort rather than hide from it. They risked failure, rejection, and hardship, but they gained strength, wisdom, and triumph. The same principle applies to you. Every time you lean into struggle, you prove to yourself that you are capable of carrying more than you once thought. In 2025, remind yourself that comfort zones are prisons disguised as safety. If you want to unlock your true potential, you must be willing to walk into the unknown and embrace the struggles that come with it. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your ally. It is the fire that forges your growth, and it is the path that leads you to the life you were always meant to live. Speaking the truth to yourself is one of the hardest, but most necessary steps in personal growth. Many people spend years pretending that everything is fine, ignoring the quiet voice inside that knows better. Lies to yourself may feel comforting in the moment, but over time they build walls that keep you trapped in the same place. Honesty is the key that unlocks those walls and allows you to move forward. When you stop lying to yourself, you confront what you truly want. Often, we bury our real desires because they seem too ambitious, too risky, or too different from what others expect. But denying what your heart longs for only creates frustration and emptiness. The truth may scare you, but it will also guide you toward a life that feels meaningful. Facing the truth also means admitting what is holding you back. Maybe it is fear, laziness, or the comfort of routine. Maybe it is people in your life who drain your energy or habits that keep you stuck. Whatever it is, you cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. The moment you speak the truth, you reclaim the power to take control of it. Telling yourself the truth does not mean criticizing yourself harshly or tearing yourself down. It means looking at your life with clarity and honesty. It is about seeing both your strengths and your weaknesses as they really are. When you see yourself clearly, you can build on what is strong and work on what is weak. Clarity is far more powerful than self-deception. There will always be a temptation to avoid the truth because it feels easier to hide behind excuses. Excuses protect your comfort zone, but rob you of your future. The truth might hurt for a moment, but it heals in the long run. Lies may feel safe now, but they always lead to regret later. Choosing truth today means choosing freedom tomorrow. Speaking the truth to yourself also builds self-respect. When you are honest with yourself, you begin to trust your own word and judgment. You stop living in denial and start building a relationship with yourself based on trust. This trust becomes the foundation for confidence, because you know that you are facing reality instead of running from it. In 2025, commit to being brutally honest with yourself. Do not disguise your dreams, do not hide your weaknesses, and do not pretend your excuses are reasons. The truth will not always be comfortable, but it will always be liberating. By speaking the truth to yourself, you give yourself the clarity and courage needed to create the life you deserve. Stop blaming others if you truly want to move forward in life. Every time you point a finger outward, you hand away your power to change. It may feel easier to place the responsibility on someone else, to say it is their fault, their mistake, or their failure. But the truth is that this mindset keeps you stuck. Progress begins the moment you decide to take ownership of your choices, no matter how difficult it feels. When you blame others, you trap yourself in a cycle of excuses. You tell yourself that you cannot move forward until someone else changes, apologizes, or makes things right. But life does not wait for anyone, and those moments may never come. The only thing you truly control is your own response, and until you claim that responsibility, you will stay where you are. Taking ownership does not mean other people have not wronged you. It means you refuse to let their actions decide your future. Yes, people can hurt you, disappoint you, or create obstacles in your path, but your growth depends on how you respond to those obstacles. You may not be at fault for what happened, but you are always responsible for what happens next. When you stop blaming, you begin to see solutions instead of problems. Blame focuses your energy on the past, on what cannot be undone. Responsibility shifts your energy to the present, to what can be built right now. It teaches you to take action, even if the situation is not fair, and it strengthens your ability to create change rather than wait for it. Blame also poisons relationships. Pointing fingers creates resentment, division, and mistrust. Owning your part, even if small, builds respect and accountability. When you lead with responsibility, others notice, and it sets a standard for how people around you operate. By refusing to blame, you raise the level of honesty and growth in your connections with others. Choosing not to blame is also an act of freedom. It frees you from the chains of bitterness and from waiting on someone else to fix your life. It is a declaration that your future is in your hands, not in theirs. This mindset allows you to move with strength, dignity, and purpose, even when circumstances are tough. In 2025, remind yourself that blaming others will never give you progress, but taking responsibility always will. Let go of the habit of pointing fingers and start pointing yourself toward solutions. The power to change your life is not in their hands. It is in yours. Every step forward begins with the decision to own your path completely. Do you want me to now expand the next point, discipline yourself daily, into 7 paragraphs in the same style? Discipline yourself daily, because discipline is the foundation that supports freedom. Without discipline, life easily falls into chaos, and chaos steals your time, energy, and opportunities. Discipline is not punishment. It is the structure that allows you to focus on what truly matters. It is the quiet force that keeps you moving forward when motivation has disappeared. Daily discipline is built through small actions that are repeated consistently. It could be waking up early, keeping your environment in order, exercising, or following through on promises you make to yourself. Each act of discipline may feel small, but together they create a strong foundation for success. Consistency is what transforms scattered efforts into real results. When you live with discipline, you gain control over your life. Instead of being ruled by impulses or distractions, you direct your time and energy toward what brings growth. This control creates freedom. Freedom to pursue your goals without being pulled in every direction. Freedom to make choices based on purpose instead of emotion. Freedom to live life on your terms. Discipline also builds self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence and trust in your own word. When you prove to yourself that you can stick to your commitments, you no longer rely on others for validation. You begin to live with quiet strength, knowing that you can depend on your own consistency. It is important to understand that discipline is not about perfection. There will be days when you stumble, when you fall short, when your effort is less than you hoped. What matters is not never failing, but always returning. Discipline means choosing to start again and again, even after setbacks. This persistence is what creates long-term success. The greatest achievements in life come from those who practice daily discipline. Talent without discipline fades, passion without discipline burns out, and dreams without discipline remain only wishes. It is discipline that turns potential into progress. It is discipline that separates those who wish from those who achieve. In 2025, commit to living with daily discipline. Do not wait for motivation, because motivation will not always be there. Instead, build habits that carry you through the days when you feel tired or uninspired. Let discipline be your guide and your strength. The more you practice it, the more freedom you will create, and the closer you will move toward the life you truly want. Would you like me to expand the next point, surround yourself with order, into 7 paragraphs in the same style? Surround yourself with order, because the environment you live in directly shapes the state of your mind. When your surroundings are filled with clutter, distractions, and chaos, it becomes harder to think clearly and focus on what is important. Order, on the other hand, creates space for calm, clarity, and direction. The state of your environment is often a reflection of the state of your life. When you choose order, you are choosing structure and balance. Cleaning your space, organizing your work, and creating routines are not small acts, they are powerful signals to yourself that you are in control. Each step toward order reduces stress and frees your energy to focus on meaningful tasks. By surrounding yourself with order, you remove unnecessary noise from your life. Chaos might seem harmless at first, but it slowly drains your motivation and discipline. A messy environment often leads to procrastination, confusion, and wasted time. You may not realize it, but every bit of disorder pulls at your attention, making it harder to stay productive. Order restores focus by removing these distractions. It allows your energy to be directed toward progress rather than constantly reacting to disorder. Creating order does not mean striving for perfection. It is not about never having things out of place, but about maintaining enough structure to support peace of mind. Even small steps like keeping your desk clean, planning your day, or simplifying your commitments can have a powerful effect on how you feel and perform. Order also builds discipline. Every time you choose to organize rather than ignore, you strengthen the habit of responsibility. These habits ripple into other parts of your life, making it easier to follow through on goals and commitments. Order teaches you that the little things matter because they build the foundation for bigger achievements. The benefits of surrounding yourself with order extend beyond your personal life. Relationships improve when you bring clarity and structure into them. Work improves when you approach tasks with focus and direction. Health improves when you create routines that support well-being. Order in one area spreads into all areas, creating stability and balance. In 2025, make it a priority to bring order into your life. Clean your space, simplify your habits, and remove unnecessary chaos. When you create an orderly environment, you create an orderly mind. And with an orderly mind, you are far more capable of achieving the goals and dreams that matter most to you. Do you want me to move on and expand the next point? Aim at something meaningful. Into 7 paragraphs. Aim at something meaningful because a life without purpose quickly loses its direction. You can chase many things that look attractive on the surface, but if they do not carry meaning for you, they will never bring fulfillment. Meaning gives your effort depth. It transforms struggle into growth, and it allows you to endure challenges with strength because you know there is a reason behind your work. A small goal with purpose is far stronger than a big dream with no direction. People often set massive dreams because they sound impressive, but without meaning. Those dreams fade when obstacles appear. A meaningful goal, even if it seems small, will carry you through difficulty because it matters to you on a deeper level. Meaning fuels persistence, and persistence creates success. When you aim at something meaningful, you begin to live with clarity. Every decision, every step, every action starts aligning with that purpose. You no longer wander aimlessly or waste time on distractions. Instead, your energy is focused, and that focus gives your life power. Meaning creates order out of chaos and direction out of uncertainty. Meaningful goals also give your life a sense of responsibility. When you know why you are doing something, you take it seriously and commit to it with your full effort. It is no longer about chasing comfort or avoiding effort. It is about honoring the responsibility to yourself and to the people who may benefit from your success. Purpose makes you accountable in the best way. It is important to understand that meaning is deeply personal. What matters to you may not matter to someone else, and that is perfectly fine. Your task is not to live someone else's dream, but to discover your own. When your goals are rooted in your values and passions, they carry a strength that no external reward could ever replace. Aim at something meaningful also because meaning endures. Money, status, and recognition can fade, But a life built on purpose continues to inspire and give fulfillment long after the rewards have passed. Meaning leaves a legacy. It allows you to look back with pride, knowing your time and effort were spent on something that truly mattered. In 2025, make sure your goals are more than just wishes. Choose something that sparks your heart, something that adds value not only to your life, but also to the lives of others. Meaning will give you strength on your hardest days and joy on your best days. When you aim at something meaningful, you build a life that is not just lived, but truly worth living. Embrace responsibility before reward, because rewards without responsibility never last. Many people want the benefits, the recognition, and the comfort, but they avoid the work and the weight that must come first. The truth is that lasting success is built on the shoulders of responsibility. You cannot skip the process and expect the prize to hold value. Carrying the load now prepares you to handle the rewards later. When you choose responsibility, you are choosing growth. Responsibility often feels heavy, but it builds strength and resilience. It forces you to rise above excuses and develop the discipline needed to sustain success. Every responsibility you accept shapes your character and prepares you for greater challenges ahead. Without that preparation, rewards become meaningless and quickly fade away. Responsibility teaches you patience. The world today encourages quick results and instant gratification, but real achievement requires time, consistency, and effort. Taking responsibility means accepting that the journey matters as much as the destination. It is through the journey that you gain the wisdom, the habits, and the maturity needed to sustain whatever reward comes your way. When you embrace responsibility, you separate yourself from those who only talk about their dreams but never act on them. Talk is easy, but taking action, showing up daily, and carrying the load when no one is watching is what builds credibility and trust. Responsibility makes you dependable, and people respect and value those who can be trusted to carry their share of the weight. Rewards without responsibility often destroy people. You can see it in lives where success came too quickly or without effort. Without the grounding of responsibility, the rewards become overwhelming or misused. Responsibility provides the structure that protects you from being consumed by success. It keeps you humble, focused, and grateful. Taking responsibility also shifts your mindset. Instead of asking what you can gain, you begin asking what you can give. You stop seeing challenges as burdens and start seeing them as opportunities to prove your strength. This perspective turns every responsibility into a chance for growth and every hardship into preparation for something greater. In 2025, remind yourself that responsibility comes before reward. Carry the load with determination, even when it feels unfair or difficult. The effort you put in today will not be wasted. It is building the foundation for your future. When the rewards finally arrive, they will mean more, last longer, and be sustained by the strength you gained through responsibility. Become someone you respect, because at the end of every day you are the one who has to live with your choices. External approval fades quickly, but the way you see yourself stays. If you cannot look in the mirror with pride, no amount of praise or recognition from others will ever fill that emptiness. Respecting yourself begins with the decisions you make and the standards you hold. Self-respect is built through action, not words. You cannot talk yourself into it, you must live it. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you choose discipline over laziness, every time you do what is right instead of what is easy, you strengthen the bond you have with yourself. These choices add up, and over time, they create a deep sense of pride. Becoming someone you respect also means living with integrity. You cannot separate your values from your actions and expect to feel whole. If you say you value honesty but lie to yourself or others, respect fades. If you say you value growth but avoid challenges, confidence weakens. Integrity means aligning what you believe with what you do. That alignment creates strength and peace of mind. It is easy to chase the respect of others while ignoring your own. You might act a certain way to gain approval, but when you are alone, you know the truth. Respecting yourself means no longer living for appearances, but living for substance. It means making choices that reflect who you truly want to be, regardless of who is watching. There will be moments when self-respect requires sacrifice. It may mean walking away from easy shortcuts, toxic environments, or relationships that compromise your values. These sacrifices may be difficult in the moment, but they protect your dignity and keep you on the path toward becoming someone you admire. Respect is not always comfortable, but it is always worth it. When you respect yourself, you naturally raise the standards of how others treat you. People see how you carry yourself, how you value your time, and how you guard your principles. Self-respect commands respect from the world around you, not through demand, but through example. You teach others how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. In 2025, let your goal be to become someone you respect. Forget about chasing validation or trying to meet the expectations of everyone else. Instead, focus on living with discipline, integrity, and purpose. At the end of the year, success will not only be measured by what you achieved, but by the person you became in the process. If you can stand in front of the mirror and feel proud of who you are, then you have truly won.